Yeah. Okay, that's a good point.
And we don't
It's always
wanna-
important to save.
What's important not to lose is really what's. It's one thing to save.
Yeah.
If you don't have anything to put in there in the first place, how's your 401k looking?
They were gonna make us like do that automatically at.
Where you got to put your money away?
Yeah, but
What is this later day that's going to be great, you know?
I don't know. I heard in school it's like not gonna be a thing.
It's not coming.
Yeah.
They're pretty pessimistic in the schools, huh?
Yeah, or realistic. We've talked about this before, but I guess we don't have to worry about 401k because it's probably not gonna happen.
Did you go to the School of Realism?
No.
But you did graduate.
Yeah. Yeah, and all the people I know who graduated with me are graduating now from college. Not
Right.
all the people, but
And what
a
are
lot-
they?
a
They're
good
pretty
amount of them.
realistic about their future. What do they think?
Let's hope. Let's hope.
I mean, these are School of Realism. You're saying they're not even teaching what they're aspiring to teach?
I am
You'd
not
think that would
sure.
be
I don't know,
The
dude.
least they could do is at least live up to the standard that they've set with just by making a name like that.
By making a name like what?
A New Hope.
What kind
I
of?
was
What's your
saying-
shirt? Dude?
I was
It's a cool
saying
shirt.
A New
dude.
Hope is my favorite Star Wars because it kind of wraps the whole thing up. You know, even though
Even though it
it's the
just
start
started.
of it all,
Yeah.
right? But in the long run,
Yeah. That's
it
what.
really
That's what you don't find out until the prequels come out 20
No.
years later.
right. And I think he had it all written beforehand. He did it all. This shirt is a collector's item. Yeah, thanks for noticing. Trevor's got a good eye for
VX.
these things.
It looks cool.
Yeah, they're I think it's just some rascals getting around, and everyone's got to have a merch nowadays. You know, even if you're anti-establishment, you still got to establish that account with Squarespace and start selling stuff. And it's like, how many subscriptions before I just want to pay for cable again? What are your takes on that?
I don't think we're gonna go back to cable.
I don't think it's coming either, but it's like, I'm not paying for 8 subscriptions either. I like the one.
Well, are you worth like the Pluto and the Tubi?
I'm not Tubi.
Well, they got like a live. It's basically like cable on there, especially on
that's
Pluto.
what it is now. But then even
It's
that's
cool.
a thing, you know?
I think and it's free. You can just do it.
That's
and
free?
You get, I mean, the basics.
The basics is nothing, Trevor. That's how they get you.
All day MST3K.
MST3K?
Yep.
You're just giving shout outs now?
Yeah,
Who's that?
yeah, that's awesome.
Is that a friend of yours?
No, Mystery Science Theater 3000. And we're gonna cut it there. We're gonna cut it short there.
Is this a...
This is an old TV show that some people like. Yeah. But it's all day on the Pluto.
on Pluto? But again,
Yeah.
I'm not making a count.
Well, we can go on Pluto.com.
We're not going to Pluto.com.
Why not?
Because it's barely a
Let's
planet.
see what's
It's
on
barely
there.
a planet, man. They're a bunch of wannabes making what are they making? TV shows, reality? They're just streaming stuff.
Yeah.
It's like they don't have any hardware. What are we giving these people our money for? I say
Well,
we'll just start painting some movies. Get a summary.
painting the movies. What does that
Just
mean?
painting, just getting
Like a movie mural?
not a movie mural per se, but more of like it's like a watercolor, you know?
Like a watercolor. Make a watercolor.
Now, what do they got on Pluto TV? A lot of people were asking, and we're glad we pulled it up because I was telling Trevor, pull it up. He was against it. Pluto TV, though.
Well, we're gonna find out. Okay, there's two ladies right here.
Couple
This
ladies.
is Rizzoli and Isles. I don't know what that is.
They're figuring out
Season
the
4,
internet, I
episode
think.
1. They have 4 whole seasons of this. I'm sure it's a great show if there's 4 seasons.
It's because if they keep making it, people are watching.
So remind me later to unlock free TV. But
unlock it.
right here, we got Pulp Fiction.
All right, well, I
People
can-
like that, people just love Tarantino, and we have Mad Men. That season 1. That's
But they
kind of
got
cool.
all this stuff on the internet, and you can just take it.
Live TV. That's basically what I'm saying. All right, live TV. They got the movie network. They play a lot of the basic movies, but it's good. You get some good. There's some good stuff on there.
Well, that's
sometimes.
fun. Well, this is
Mission
actually a good find.
Impossible, Hellboy, Monty Python. Come on now. This is awesome. All right, some of it's not. Pulp Fiction again. Big Top Pee Wee. People don't like that one. Truman Show. Tommy Boy's up next. You like that one?
Who gives a fuck, man?
You don't, dude. Tommy
This
Boy's
is-
good. Cheers all day. It's always playing Cheers, and this is the Cheers and Frasier channel. I think that's great. Hot in Cleveland.
I just
Freaks
hear,
and geeks. I haven't even workaholics after that.
The only subscription you need is some internet.
I'm saying actually honestly, like pay internet so you can get the Pluto, because I think Pluto's looking really good right now. This got Beavis and Butthead, Sarah Silverman show. On the comedy side of things, we're
I didn't know
a
you were
couple of
such
jokesters
a
right here.
Pluto guy.
Dude, every time I go home, this is what my parents have.
Pull up
And
Pluto?
they have YouTube TV, which is just terrible. I wish they would stop paying for that. But here's the MST3K channel, as well as the Riff Tracks, which is, a little offshoot of that, if you will.
I think you know a little too much about this. It's making the viewers uncomfortable.
I Love Lucy, Andy Griffith, Addams Family, Happy Days.
Those are some good movies, man.
Love Boat. You like Love Boat and Matlock?
Never seen Matlock, actually.
You know Love Boat, though.
Yeah.
Star Trek channel, Twilight Zone, man. That's awesome.
So what Trevor's saying is they got a lot of stuff on the internet nowadays. And
Yeah, I think I don't really need to go anymore because I already just listed off so many great things. They got Degrassi on Pluto, dude.
Neil deGrasse Tyson, he's influential. He knows a lot about the astrophysics and whatnot. And I don't know nothing. So it's nice listening to an expert on these things. And you're not going to find this on just any old streaming service. Trevor's plugging Pluto, and that's actually a good segue for our sponsor of this video, Pluto. Yep. Thank you, Pluto. Now, who do we have coming on today?
Nate Hervey.
Are you still plugging Pluto?
No, I was trying to search up an image of the dwarf planet itself, but no, we have Nate.
He's not there.
My friend Nate. When I first met him a couple years ago, he put as his contact in my phone, Nate Wilder. So we're gonna figure that out when he gets here.
I think that might be his name.
But it's either Nate Wilder or Nate Hervey.
Maybe he saw you had another Nate in there. He was like, I'm the Wilder Nate,
I think
he was trying to get you. That's actually a good say. You got to brand yourself.
Yeah.
It's not enough to just be like, hey, I'm a good friend. People are like, what else you got? You got to have a thing.
Well, Nate's in Big Fathead. That's a great band.
Big, large, wide face.
Yeah.
A lot of people have called it.
Yeah.
The origins of that band, I wonder if he knows someone with an extra large forehead or maybe it's sort of a know-it-all type of thing.
Yeah.
Maybe. Is he a know-it-all?
I wouldn't say so.
Okay, we'll check in, see if he has a family full of know-it-alls or anything.
He's a pretty cool guy.
Pretty cool guy.
I just saw him mowing his lawn on the way here, but I didn't want to disturb him because
that's hard work.
That's hard work, and then you have to stop the mower to talk. And when you're in the zone,
to talk to Trevor.
Right. No one wants to do that. I like to listen to really loud music when I mow the lawn.
Yeah.
That's great. There's nothing like that.
Nothing like that. Now, when was the last time you mowed a lawn?
Oh man, it's been at least a year. I haven't mowed my lawn for my dad in a while. I guess I'll offer it next time I'm home just so I could do it. But I have not mowed a lawn in a while. But that was
you gotta get out there because you lose these skills after a while.
It used to be really fun, man.
You might forget what the whole thing's about.
Yeah, I was thinking about it the other day, like how you align the lawn with the wheel.
The wheels on the bus.
Yeah, they go round and round.
I'm doing a real nursery rhyme here.
Yeah,
we've changed up the set, guys. This is a big. This is a big change. We're out here in
Southport,
and we're thinking about doing. Here's the plan. We're gonna do a residency in Columbus and then something in Southport as well, so we can travel back and forth, and we'll have this larger than life kind of lifestyle.
Yeah. Well, it's a new. You got to try new things. It's important to try new things, get out of your routine.
Right. The guest they were feeling a little comfortable. They were feeling.
So let's.
They were just kind of rambling.
Now it's like a 2-on-2, 2-on-1.
2-on-1. The guests over there were over here. That's what we're trying to say.
Yeah, and now we're interrogating them.
We're gonna we don't want them to feel like this is just some thing where they show up. This is a big production. This is a big thing.
Yeah,
there's a lot riding on this, and
there's a lot.
I think if they feel a little pressure, they'll rise to that occasion. What do you think?
I think there's just a lot we need to cover.
Or they could crumble. They could crumble
under the pressure.
Which is it's no fault of their own, but it's kind of their fault.
Yeah.
Because this is just a test. We're doing a service though, because now you guys don't have to get to know these people.
And we provide a space for people to say their piece.
Say their piece. We won't interject. We'll give our own takes on it.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
But we'll, it's an open forum.
It's an open floor.
If we don't have
honestly.
that, what do we have?
Nothing.
Nothing.
You know?
So we need to at least make a practice. I think this goes out to each one, everyone. Where's the camera? Make a practice of, listening to the people in your life. A lot of you just blah, 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 blah. It's like, do they care?
Yeah. No,
Do they care? Trevor?
I know it is important to listen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes you just gotta listen.
Sometimes you just gotta listen.
Yeah. Hear them out.
Hear them out. But then also sometimes they're wrong. So it is a tricky balance, but we're going to get into it all today with Nathaniel. What's his last name?
We're going to figure that out.
Oh,
too.
right, because you're not sure.
I'm not sure.
The great thing about the viewer is they can read the title.
Yeah. And we
Most
know
of our
it.
viewers.
We know what the title is.
We
right?
know what it is.
Right. It's under, yeah.
We made the video.
Made the video.
I mean, come on. Come on. So we got a new setup here today. We're can't even see the tablecloth, which is adding a lot to this. It's adding a lot.
You're right.
We're going global.
We've gone global. It's
But
a
you
nice
can't even
little
tell.
world map.
Yeah, switch it over.
Nice little world map.
It's a bit of a...
I like it when you tell me what to do,
Right. It gives you a little... Because it's hard to make decisions. It's hard.
Yeah.
That's why we got
I'm
me
so
behind that.
indecisive.
Trevor was having so much trouble with it. I was like, just put me
I
back
was
there
like,
too. I'll
dude,
be behind the camera.
I was so worried about this setup, honestly. I was like, I don't think it's going to work, Simon.
I know. But if you have a little determination...
Now I'm fine.
A little less whining goes a long way. It's kind of one small step for man, one big shut the fuck up.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Happy to be here, dude.
Happy to be here. Let's see. It's coming out next week. Is it Kwanzaa or something? Something we can... What we want to be part of people's lives, Yeah. What's going on next week?
Well, do you want to go to Pittsburgh tomorrow?
Oh,
for
maybe.
a show?
I could do that.
Really?
I'd have to drop Ruby off. But where would we stay?
We'd drive back.
Drive back. Yeah, sounds fun.
You would... I can't tell if you're being serious.
I'm pretty sure I'm serious.
Okay, I might film it too.
Okay, now you said it was a secret show. If I know about it, if it's gotten to me,
Yeah,
do you
let
worry
me...
about the secrecy of the whole thing.
Yeah. Well, what's important is that Feeble Little Horse is playing, as well as
Ooh.
Fib, and a third band I haven't heard of.
Where do
That's
I know
probably
them from?
awesome.
Did they play in Columbus or something? The
Yeah,
Feebles?
they did. Me and my friend made a cool video
Maybe
about
I saw
it.
the video.
Maybe you did. Maybe you didn't. A lot of people
Probably
didn't.
didn't. A lot of
Yeah.
people didn't, and that might be the right choice. But we got Nate coming in. We're going to get to the bottom of things. It's important to use your time wisely because you only got so much. So that's like a Breakfast Club thing you did there.
Yeah.
You know?
Hey, 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 hey. Ooh.
Don't you forget about us. We'll be right back.
The Acorn Archive.
Yeah. All right. So I do have a confession because I should have been clear. Because I wanted to get you both individually. If had I knew you guys were both coming, you would have had enough chairs, and I'd be on a different chair.
Again, Trevor.
However, this is a new setup. This is a new with this table. This is a new setup, and so there's a lot of firsts going on. So I'm basically saying that this is exciting and awesome.
Well, Trevor's got a way of keeping things interesting. When you think something's going to be planned and well run, it somehow it'll take the opposite turn where it's maybe not as planned and not as well run.
It's a live twist.
And it's funny because you pay this guy a lot of money. We get him in here every week. Healthcare benefits, and what does it really amount to?
I know.
He's back there. He's switching stuff, and we had to change the whole setup. It's usually the table's a little different, but he was having so much trouble doing basic cuts that I was like, put me back there. I can give you a helping hand.
That's exactly what happened.
But whatever. We don't want to, we don't want to open the thing with our faults because this is really about our aspirations. Would you guys agree?
Indeed. Yes.
You a big aspiration guy?
Yeah, I got a few.
You're not against aspirations. You think they're good to have. It's good to have goals, right?
Sure.
Now, do you have any goals, or is it you just kind of floating through life?
I mean, a lot of times I think I'm floating, but I have goals. I don't know.
Like a
Like,
backstroke?
what would
sorta?
Jesus do?
And what
Yeah.
would he do?
Yeah.
Set up a situation. Okay, so you're stealing from the gas station because
Yeah.
you really want that candy bar. Would
Yeah.
Jesus do that?
Well, if he was really hungry, I
If he was
have
hungry.
to assume so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would Jesus have that urge for the high fructose corn syrup?
It's hard to say because it wasn't developed at
Different
the time.
times.
Yeah.
Different times.
What would he have done with modern tools?
Does that give us the upper hand, or does that kind of...
I think I don't know, because on one hand he didn't have high fructose corn syrup, so he might have had different teachings, and so the Bible could have been very different.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, we had the Bible, which allowed us maybe to create high fructose corn syrup. So
It really... I mean...
it's like a chicken or the egg kind of thing.
Right. And I
Really.
didn't mean to pigeonhole you there. I didn't want you to make a broad statement like that, but I would agree with that. It's
Yeah.
a little speculative,
Yeah.
but I think it's fair to say at least it created the framework that allowed high fructose corn syrup to really, perpetrate
Yeah.
our culture.
So it's, I guess, like, really, I didn't answer the question, because what would Jesus do is more of a question. It's not really a goal. I think a goal has to typically have like a metric.
Well, it's
so
hard.
you can
It's hard to
achieve
answer
it.
those kind of questions. It's a nice thing to do is when someone asks you a question, and you don't really have an answer. You can bring up another question,
Yeah.
or something else to distract them, and
It's the politician's game.
it's sort of like that.
Yeah.
Sort of like that. But we don't want to. You don't want to game your way through life because then you got a chance at losing.
Well,
Yeah. Have you ever
she,
lost?
she
big?
doesn't lose. So I don't know.
You've never lost.
I've lost maybe a handful of times.
But you're not-
I win pretty often.
You're pro winning,
I'm pro winning. I think you should take a chance.
and yeah, that's a good point. But sometimes you lose.
Yeah, and then you just gotta accept it.
How do you do that? It's not that easier said than done.
You fight
Fight
to the death.
the power.
Fight the person, or I don't know.
If your goals account for losing, like if your goal is to lose only 3 times, then there's some satisfaction in losing.
That's true.
Once you hit the 3,
It's true. Also,
Yeah.
sometimes when you're doing something, like the first time you do it, it's pretty fine. Second time, you suck.
Hmm.
Third time, you really got it.
yeah.
So even with failing, the third time, something might really click.
Hmm.
You're going through those cycles in life in all sorts of different ways. Mowing the lawn, right? when was the last time you mowed the lawn before this?
A week or so ago, it's raining.
So do you feel like you're really in the groove now? You really got it going?
Yeah, I got my pattern down. I'm not quite. I don't have the diamonds or the
That's okay.
other patterns going yet. But
Maybe next week though,
Yeah.
or maybe next week will be worse.
Yeah.
Sometimes things aren't like linear,
I mean, like you said, it's like live. Sometimes I'm like buttoned up. Sometimes I'm like Trevor. I'm just like fumbling around.
He is just kind of fumbling around. We've been trying to give. We don't want to put Trevor down.
No,
he's a good guy.
yeah, he's excellent. I mean, he accounted for fumbling around. That was one of the goals.
That's true.
Yeah.
Accountability. That's the first.
You have to
step.
make sure you get a little fumble and with the little folly and with the victory.
But when people are just accounting for their failures all the time, it gets a little tiring. It's like, we get it.
Yeah.
That's what we expected. At
Yeah,
this point.
yeah. You
But
kind of
it's-
loses the rush of
It
failing.
does lose the There's no surprise to it anymore.
Yeah.
There's no better luck next time. It's
Yeah.
like
There's nothing like quite like a failure to remember and think about all the time.
that's a good point.
Good core memory.
You guys are big roller coaster folks.
Yeah. Ride Warriors.
Diamondback.
That's a good
All
one
the
because
way.
it's tall and then it goes straight down.
What's Diamondback? What is that? Where
Island.
He's a
Classic.
Pittsburgh native. He doesn't know many
Were you a
many
Six Flags
things. He doesn't
guy?
know much. Any theme parks? You big park guy?
I like Cedar Point. Cedar Point is cool.
It is pretty cool.
Pennsylvania has enough hills. They're just like, fuck it.
Right.
We're not-
What's the point?
We're not
Yeah.
gonna build any.
Right. All you
It'd be
need
ridiculous.
is the lack of a windshield. You'll have that same rush.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of people don't realize. You're paying all this money, but if you would just take away, it's not important. The important thing is you got to work with what you have. Do you guys? Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
What do you have? Is it enough?
Yeah.
Are you getting more? Are you getting more, or are you kind of like a minimalist?
I mean, I acquire things when they come upon me, but I don't really seek that. I don't really seek anything tangible, if that makes sense.
That does make sense.
Yeah.
What about you, Olivia?
I'm confused by the question. But
Are you pro tangible? Do you like holding things, little trinkets? You big trinket
yeah,
head?
and that's why he has so many trinkets. He's the trinket collector, so that's why that answer made me laugh.
But they appear.
They
don't
do appear. Yeah, you don't need to search them.
That's
search
true.
for them.
Yeah, I guess. I agree.
You big shopping head? You ever see a trinket? You ever see a trinket? You're like, I gotta have that trinket.
Usually, like, yeah, it's got to be a handheld item. Anything larger, I don't really like.
No,
but
because
it's got to
it's
be like a
big.
windowsill.
Windowsill kind
guy.
of thing.
Like a little squishy guy. I don't know. Little Mario Kart.
I like hard trinkets.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what does
but
that
I
mean?
don't. No disrespect to. Yeah. No disrespect to soft trinkets.
No.
Or squishy.
Absolutely not. We understand both the satisfaction you might get from
Yeah.
both. But I'm not a big collector myself. That's kind of what a lot of the viewers are collectors, and they've been missing that kind of content from this thing. So we've been trying to move it in more of a niche.
Yeah,
You know,
it'd
we're
be
trying to find a
that'd be
niche.
like a really good niche like marketing thing because every trinket is kind of one of one.
Yeah.
So you only do one ad, it's sold. You probably wouldn't make any from the ad because the trinket doesn't really have a company behind it. But
Not
that would
yet.
be pretty innovative.
That's right.
To start doing that.
Do you guys have any ideas
Hawking crap.
for good ads? Good advertisement ideas?
We have a real budget issue.
You should hit up Dwayne The Rock Johnson because from what I've heard, he makes a lot of money and he's got an energy drink that we want to get sponsored by really fucking bad.
Now, what's this called?
Zoa, and it's like it doesn't have caffeine or
It is caffeinated. It's an energy drink, but it's supposed to be healthy.
yeah, and
'Cause
there
he's
is
big and
sugar.
strong.
There's caffeine and sugar, but it's different. He says.
You think you'll ever look like him?
Um,
Now, what's a week
it would
look
probably
like
take
for you,
surgery.
You know? Like what's your day to day like? And you guys can both answer. This is a broad question. We want to get a feel
Well,
for it, guys,
in that
you know?
respect, it's pretty similar because we wake up at like 5 and bench press. and
5 heads. You guys
grind.
wake up at 5.
Yeah. No, we wake up early. Yeah. So. No, I don't know. I don't know what the question was.
So no interest in the worm. You're not getting up early. You don't care who's getting there first. You're kind of go with the.
Nah.
You guys wake up with the sun.
No, I think everything cool happens at night, and everything bad happens at night too.
That's true.
Not necessarily like mutually exclusive, but yeah. I mean, the good things happen in the morning, so that's why I'm usually not awake.
Because you can
Well,
be
it's a
part
lot
of
of
those things.
it's also productive. There's like there's not a lot of solo productivity that. Well, I don't know. I'm just like I'm not a morning guy. That the birds and the worms and stuff, they're all out there already.
They're out there, but it's none of your business.
Yeah, it's claustrophobic. At night,
It
they're
is.
all asleep, and
They're
it's
asleep.
kind of free reign for me.
Some crickets, but they're not taking up any space.
Yeah. It's,
They know how to, stay
yeah,
in
we're
the cut.
jamming together and stuff.
Was that the same for both of you guys?
Yeah. No, actually,
I don't know.
I mean, come on, get into it.
you like the morning.
I guess I just work a boring 9 to 5. So
Now, what's this boring 9 to
I'm
5?
not great.
Walk us through a Tuesday.
I'm not. You talk. I'm not prepared for this.
Not a big breakfast head either.
A Tuesday. Well, Tuesdays are pretty freewheeling, and they could always end at Dick's.
Right,
Because why not?
Because it's a place and people can go in there.
Yeah.
It's nice. A lot of places don't want you in there.
No. Yeah. I know. I encounter that a lot.
Now, what do they say to you? We don't want your kind. That's mean.
No, it's you get a vibe.
You get a feeling. That's all it takes.
No,
really.
I'm just. I think this is a welcoming place. I think I probably bring hostility more than anything.
Really.
Well, I don't know about that either. Actually, I don't really know what's going on in the world.
But it's not for you to say.
No.
Do you think these people spend too much time examining this whole thing? What is this? What are we doing?
No. I think the right amount of time.
The appropriate amount of time.
Yeah.
Trevor's
Or-
having a hard time managing his time. So I was saying you set up a calendar, something simple like a planner, you can maybe exercise some sort of control over your life, which he's having a lot of trouble with.
Yeah.
Do you guys find having a plan, will help you day to day, or do you just kind of go with the flow?
We have a pretty rigorous calendar. Yeah, our events are categorized. But you got to leave some room for spontaneity.
Spontaneity. You
Yeah.
big into hobbies?
Yeah. We're going backpacking next week.
Where are you going?
Going to Zaleski.
Now, what's your backpack looking like?
It's big and fat.
Big and fat, and what's it filled with?
Essentials and non-essentials. Essentials for sleeping and eating, and non-essentials for the mind.
The mind.
Yeah.
Like, what'd you bring? Maybe a book or hard drugs? No.
Well, yeah, both. All of the above.
It's good to have variety because you're going to be out there for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And who's gonna bother you but yourself?
Right. That'll be a lot of fun. You've done a trip like that before?
Yeah. Yeah.
You do them often?
It's been more and more frequent.
Now, do you
or
do like
less
a
frequent.
do you do like a big loop? You come back to where you parked?
Yeah. Yeah. There's like a couple loops that you can do. I'm being very real right now. This is all very true.
It's a circle.
Yeah. There's like a big circle with little circles inside, like a peacock.
And we were thinking about doing a geometry segment, but Trevor's knowledge in the subject lacks.
Yeah. Geometry is dope, though. It's probably one of the coolest maths.
Right, because the shapes, they're all around us.
Yeah.
And it's nice to understand why they work.
Yeah.
We don't want to get too academic with this thing. We're trying to move this more into like, just people hanging out.
Yeah.
We have this new global cloth. but
Yeah, we're trying to go global with this
I
thing.
say we go more local for a minute.
Okay, let's go local.
Okay.
Now, what do you got in mind?
How many bands are you guys in, like, together? Like side projects?
A lot
and
of people were
everything?
wondering in the
A lot of people are wondering.
Uh,
Because I just saw Jack Off Demons, and I liked you guys a
Yeah.
lot.
It's that is sick. We're in 2 right now together. I guess kind of 3. Yeah, if you count the PP and Nemo.
And that's more
Which
than
I do.
2.
I would. Yeah.
List them
cool.
off, man. This is a big program.
Yeah,
We wanna try to,
okay.
help you guys launch this thing.
Okay, all right.
You've been struggling to sell those tickets, and this could be the big break for you guys.
You're right. Fuck. We're in Big Fat Head.
Oh.
And that's how it all started. And then when we couldn't get all the heads, we were just PP and Nemo. And
Now, do you know someone with like a large,
no,
abnormal head, maybe a big forehead or something? Is this
Uh,
based off of an enemy of yours or an acquaintance?
there is an origin to the name, but I'll leave it to mystery.
It is good to have a mystery because
Yeah.
otherwise people know things and they're like, I figured it out already. It's
Yeah.
nice to have a little flavor.
Exactly.
So no big fat, no one. You guys aren't making fun of anyone.
No.
It's just good fun. You guys,
No.
it's just good fun kind of thing.
Yeah. I think I got qualms with the world,
Right.
but
We all do.
yeah, it's all a glass half full in the end. I think I try to think that way.
Trevor, a little optimism could help go a long way. What, you don't agree? You think pessimism is the way?
No. What was the question, man?
Well, the question was, if you're not optimistic, what do you think's coming? Trevor was saying you get to the end of life and you're just kind of like, yeah,
It's over.
yeah. What do you guys
Yeah.
think? I would think it's probably gonna be like, you know.
I mean,
Sorry,
yeah.
go ahead.
No, I mean, this is just getting deep.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like my whole family was very religious, but I don't think that. Yeah, I think it's kind of. But it would be cool to be like the Egyptian, like, build your arsenal of like what your riches around you, and
Right.
like, wake up in the afterlife with that show would be cool.
That would be cool. That's
Is
what
it
the
real?
whole
I don't
thing
know,
is.
but that would be the ideal situation.
It's nice to
To
have
be a sun god.
It's nice to have a story.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
What do you think? You think it's just over?
I don't know. Probably, but who's really to say?
No, I don't know. I don't know.
I'm pretty agnostic about the whole concept. I'm not.
Hey, Trevor, go ahead and look that
There's so
up.
many cool religions to be thought up, and they're all like really cool stories, and they all have really good like fundamental values.
Might you start one?
So yeah, I'm really trying to actually.
All right, give us. I don't want to say 10 commandments. That's been done. Give us a couple. Give us.
Well, see, this is all the stuff I'm lacking on because really I want to be
The
a
structure
religion
of
on
it.
paper. I really want to
Yeah.
get like a space where maybe somebody just we draw a hat and someone has to be like the leader of this thing,
Yeah.
and then to avoid
Like Harry
paying
Potter.
taxes, yeah, we all have to get together once a week and do some kind of thing. But we're really just like.
Well, it's good to have a schedule. It's good
Yeah.
to have like recurring things. You get to meet up with your
and
friends.
You see your friends, yeah, but the space could be for just like debauchery or art. Or
What's
both.
nice is then you can start guiding people in a way where it serves you. You can start being like, this could be ideal.
Yeah.
But that could turn
It could be
Negative.
nasty. Yeah, it could turn into a real religion too. People could start banging on the doors, and there could be another church.
Now, Trevor, what'd you find?
It's a philosophical position asserting that certain truths, particularly regarding the existence of a deity or divine being, cannot be known or proven.
So it's a non-answer, really. You're saying, I don't have any thoughts.
Yeah,
on it.
my belief is that I don't know.
Okay.
What religions did you guys grow up with?
Yeah,
what was that like?
And also top three.
Come
Top
on.
3.
Zoroastrianism.
Bless you.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not actually well versed in Hinduism, but I think a lot of like the gods are
elephants.
badass and have cool powers and names. The Greek gods are cool. The Roman gods are lame because they're just the same thing with like lamer names, really.
Beards and stuff.
The Easter Bunny.
That's not even.
I'm just kidding.
I mean, top three. Come on.
Top 3?
Scientology.
That's good. That's a good number one.
Only one.
And that's good because then you're in it. You got. It's nice to have a group of people forever.
Yeah,
You know?
contemporary religion too.
Yeah.
Yes,
I mean, if Tom Cruise is in it must be right.
because he flew the plane and
Mission
he did it real
Impossible.
good. I could never
May
even
I
fly a
say
plane like
less. I mean, the new one's about to come out. Speaking of Tom
Wait.
Cruise,
I knew what?
Mission Impossible.
Oh.
that.
Maybe the last
Seems
one.
pretty possible. And I'm not the first person to do that.
He
too.
walks on a wing of a plane in this one. I read that like yesterday. I'm pretty sure.
Does he have maybe those big suction cup suits?
I'm surprised he hasn't done it before.
I know. Well, he's hung off the wing of a plane, but
Whoa.
he's never walked on one. Like fucking Buster Keaton or
Probably
something.
didn't have it in the budget.
Yeah.
Everything's a budget issue, you know. But
I
not
know.
for him because all that Scientology money's really flying
I
out the
know,
window.
dude. He should just get his homies together.
Right.
Shout out Travolta. Shout out Beck.
Wait.
Shout out.
They're all Scientology.
Are they really?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. Shout out. Who else? Yeah. God told him to start making shitty albums,
Person
and
in
he did.
Handmaid's Tale.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she is.
Who?
The lead actress in Handmaid's Tale.
Oh.
She's a Scientologist.
So a feminist revolution is going to be also a Scientologist.
It's fun to be a
revolution.
part of something.
Yeah.
It's fun to have community. Trevor
Yeah.
was saying community is important.
Everyone get flags. Let's all get flags. Let's all draw lines in the sand, and then let's all get guns.
All you need is a brick and mortar. That's what you're saying. It's
Yeah.
like everything's digital. If you have a physical building, you can get people in there. It's a good time.
Yeah.
A potluck sort of thing. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah. Food's cool. Eating is cool.
Yeah.
Free food is cool. Potlucks are the shit.
I agree.
You guys like stealing food? How do you feel about
Whoa. Whoa.
I was.
The big corporations.
From the big
I
fellas.
actually was quite the klepto as a youth, and I got in a lot of trouble for it. But yeah, it's not cool. It was always big stuff though. As a youngster, I was always like, let's go to fucking Walmart, dude. Don't go to Jerry's Stop and Shop, dude.
No.
Get out of there. That's fucked up. But yeah, so stealing's cool. But I don't think.
Well, then you have more things.
Yeah, exactly, dude. And like,
They were
most
just
of
sitting
the-
there.
There's such abundant waste. There's like no one's. You don't even make money off purchases like in Walmart.
Now,
You
Trevor,
make,
could
you
you
make
look
as
up
much money
abundant?
off. They make as much money off of it
Yeah,
being
look it up,
stolen
please.
as paid for.
A lot of the viewers may not know. I don't know why you're insulting the viewers like that. Do you guys? Let me ask you a question. Do you think people should have a safe space to learn?
Yeah.
Trevor would be opposed to that. Trevor would say, they know less than me. They're worth less than me, and I think it's not funny.
Didn't know this about him.
Well, it's good to know. We're on episode 17, and the negativity has not turned around.
Yeah.
Our financials
They're
worse
not
than when they
abundant.
started.
They're not abundant
Worse
at all.
than when they started. And what am I? Do you guys ever have
Financial issues.
or disputes? Within the group. How do you settle those things? It's like people just really get on your nerves.
Have you guys gone ziplining together?
Zipline's fun.
It could change your mind.
God, because you're
Like
up there and
team
you're like
bonding.
Lazy River.
Yeah.
lazy river. Although I find the bigger I get, the lazy river. Doesn't
You guys
really,
are in little floaties right next to you. You're like,
floaties
what
are-
are we fighting about? Forget it. Yeah.
Right.
Chink.
They have those
Yeah.
two-person floaties sometimes. Those are
Yeah,
fun.
yeah. Oh, yeah. You'd be like, chink. You'd be floating together.
That's a friendship.
martinis.
That's not. That's
You
just a,
get
yeah.
the umbrella in the glass.
Right. You got to talk through your issues.
Yeah.
It's not. It's not. You know.
Whitewater rafting.
Dude.
Whoa.
Well, actually, you will
That's
probably.
dangerous.
You might. There's plenty of movies where people die doing that. Not from whitewater rafting, but like the Baconator. Kevin Bacon could be like luring in a cliff.
Right. Waiting.
That happened in a movie. Someone did fall off in a movie. That happened in a movie.
A lot of people are drifting down rivers and then a waterfall.
Yeah, and then actually, would you guys jump? Would you guys go off of Niagara Falls in a barrel? Because
barrel?
there's been like at least 15 people that have done it and survived.
Is this a wooden barrel?
Yeah, like a wooden barrel. Only the American side though. That no one has ever survived falling off the Canadian side.
How many people have survived?
Like 15, mostly Americans. Which, fuck yeah, dude. Fucking.
That's America. That's the new American
Yeah.
dream is kind of falling
Yeah.
down a waterfall in a barrel.
Well, there's plenty of people that were not from like America or Canada, so it's kind of like awesome to think like I must go to America and to go off the cliff.
Right. It's good to have a goal, something simple
Yeah,
like that, where you might die, but also if you do succeed, it's something to talk about.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people have nothing to talk about.
And again, they could have also had the goal to fail, in which case they did succeed.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah. It's good to give yourself a little out like that, you know.
yeah,
Even if things go poorly, that was my plan the whole time.
yeah,
Magician.
yeah.
Yeah.
The fact that you were
It's the
there.
mentality of a magician, I feel like.
Would you ever reveal your tricks?
In the certain occasion.
What would the
If
occasion?
I'm mentoring someone and I'm
Right.
bestowing my final breath, I'm
You do have to
telling my secrets.
pass the torch,
Yeah.
sort of.
But not otherwise. That's the only.
Otherwise, you got to contain them because you only got so much.
Mm-hmm.
You got to have a
So-
little arsenal.
I think so. What would you do?
Yeah, could you show us a trick?
No, I don't know any tricks.
You're not good at tricks.
No.
Trevor, you told me we get a trick.
Oh wait,
bag.
here I got a trick. Here, hold this.
Whoa.
Is that cool? Yeah, I can do it on her.
On my
I'll
arm.
do it on your leg.
Whoa.
You like
I'm
that
no
one?
medical expert.
I could do it on you.
That could be a real issue.
Yeah, I got webbed fingers. I think everyone does.
Like Spider-Man
You
kind
can
of thing?
pop them.
Whoa.
That was good.
Could you mic that up, please? That's really something. Is it
Owl whistle.
a train coming?
Yeah.
Check it.
Summer camp.
Summer camp. Out in the woods, out in the forest?
Yeah, you know,
Big forest head?
slightly.
Yeah.
Slight forest.
It gets scary out there, though, because there's
It's
things.
spooky.
There's things out there.
There are
It gets dark
animals,
sometimes.
Coyotes.
Ooh.
Coyotes.
You ever had a run-in, Trevor?
I feel like you've seen a couple.
You've seen some stuff, that's for sure.
I think one ate my cat, maybe.
Aw.
Perhaps.
It's a tragedy.
Yeah.
Maybe they just got rid of him. How
Yeah,
old were you?
Yeah. I was like 14. I don't know.
Might have just got rid of him.
I don't know. What? Like my parents got rid of the cat?
I'm just saying.
Did you see any bones?
Did you see any bones?
Yeah.
No, I didn't see any bones.
The evidence.
I don't think he was that hungry.
I don't know.
Could you look up how hungry they get?
They get pretty hungry, man. You guys have had pets die, right?
I've usually see the bones.
Yeah.
You see the bones every time.
I always see the bones.
No, I didn't see the bones.
I'm no archaeologist.
So, but actually, I can't say I have to be agnostic too about whether or not my cat's actually dead. They could be living in Europe.
yeah. Could be a farm.
You know, classic bait and switch. Just dip out of the fame, the limelight. You know, go
Yeah.
live a private cat life.
And respect. you
Yeah.
know? That is what we're all trying to do.
Yeah, really.
And it's kind of unglamorous when it's actually pulled off because you never hear back, you know. But it is the life we're all aspiring to live. You want to get out there, make something in this world.
Yeah. Just on your 9th life.
Yeah, and it's good to have a backup.
Yeah.
Do you have any backup plan if things fail? I mean, what's going to happen?
Fuck no. Nope.
What are you employed?
Yeah.
Now, what's going on there?
There's nothing fancy. Just some trade labor.
Trade labor,
Yeah.
just laboring away.
Getting my neck red.
A little sunburn.
Yeah.
Sunscreen is actually important.
Yeah.
You don't think so? Are you pro-cancer?
No, I was like my farmer's tan. No one likes it, so I like it.
I like it. I like the farmers as well. I think they're important.
Yeah.
What do you think? A lot of the people were saying
yeah.
farmers aren't important. I'm like, what?
Yeah, right.
You know, what are you gonna eat?
I mean, yeah, go farmers.
What are you gonna eat? Kraft mac and cheese?
Yeah. I
No.
will.
I mean, I will.
I will. But we still need the farmers
We still need 'em.
to make something good so we can turn it into craft.
And a nice field is good. It's good to
Yeah.
look out on open field.
Get some soy. Get
A little
some
soil.
wheat, Get some,
Soil.
Get some peas.
Soil.
So, yeah, some soil.
Oil.
Yeah, soil and all.
Now, where are you guys from?
I'm from here.
The Big Apple.
Yeah, but my parents are like the first generation to be born in a city, so everyone, my grandparents would be like, "It's put that in the trash." Yeah.
Yeah, it gives a rundown of your dad's.
Yeah. Oh yeah. My like great grandparents, and like aunts and uncles were named Basil, Toppy, Mossy, Butte, Beulah, Bud, Neil. My grandma's name was Agnes Gilbert. Full name. I don't
That's
know her
funny.
middle name. Yeah, it's lit.
Was she maybe?
So he's got some farmers. In
Yeah. Scott Irish. What about you?
Yeah, aren't you from Dayton?
Yeah, I'm from like a small town outside,
small
like
apple.
20 minutes outside of Dayton, and then made my way down to Athens to go to school at OU. I met all the gang down there, and then moved up here. I graduated during COVID, so I moved here. From that, I was fully expecting to leave Ohio, and then I just migrated. To
Said he went a little
Columbus.
north.
A little bit.
A big city. I mean, how
So,
small
to
was
the-
how small was the city you grew up in?
It was
Little
pretty
town.
small. Like my class size was about 100 people,
Oh,
so you pretty
wow.
much knew every single person.
That's fun though.
Ever. So it is definitely a big, definitely a big shift being here, even though you see half the same people anyway.
Right. Because they
you
come
know.
over here.
Yeah, pretty much.
Now, is there a lot of appeal here? You like it here?
It's
You gonna
cool.
leave? What's going on?
We'll see. It's good so far. Definitely, got a lot of fam up in Chicago, so that's like an appealing city. I like the people here, and there's lots of cool things, but I think in terms of just like life experience, it's always good to get out of your comfort zone.
Right, you got to
so
get out of here.
Don't want to get too comfy.
Now, what do you think about that? Are you worried? You're gonna get left behind, and do you get resentful? Do you plan? You're not plotting anything, right?
No, nothing catastrophic. I don't think.
Okay.
Just plotting some art.
Yeah.
I think I'm already sucked into the city.
Right.
So I don't know. It might be. It might be too. I might be too far gone. So.
And you still got family here.
Yeah.
That'll be good because when things all go south, you'll
Yeah.
have someone to hang out with.
Yeah. I go wipe their butts.
When everyone
and stuff.
leaves and stuff.
Yeah.
That'll be sad though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're
all alone.
getting old. I think.
We're getting old,
Yeah.
folks, and it's almost over.
Yeah.
But we had fun. I think that's important. Or did we? Trevor, what do you think? He's never sure about these things. He doesn't know. He's not decisive.
We're living in the best time, man.
Okay.
Best time is now.
That's right.
Right.
Damn
Two
straight.
Taco Bells right next to each other.
That's
Yeah.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's one across the street over there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. I got that last night.
That's fun.
A crunch wrap. What'd you get?
Chicken nuggets.
Oh, chicken nuggets
I
at
saw
Taco
that.
Bell.
Yeah.
The taco place sells chicken nuggets now.
What a concept.
What a world. It's a small world. Would you guys agree?
No.
No, it is pretty big. It's pretty big.
Sonic Temple alone is a whole other universe.
That's right,
It's like 130,000 people
dude.
in
Where?
the city.
Sonic Temple, man.
The inject of rock.
Right.
Who'd you guys see at Sonic Temple? In total.
Alice Cooper is my highlight
That's
of
awesome.
the whole event. Metallica times 2.
Two.
Times 2.
2 unique sets, back to back, on Rock Unleashed.
Now it's just kind of one set. Was it fun? A good time?
Yeah.
Good time at the temple?
It was dope. They were like, "I'm gonna crush your head. I'm gonna fucking kill you."
It's nice. They're probably just joking around though, right?
Yeah, they seem like nice guys, which I think makes it fucking hilarious. They're the funniest band possibly ever to exist. But yeah, they were good. Threw it down. Exit light.
Now you guys got any arena shows coming up? Anything big?
Dude,
you're
trying to
promoting?
play at the Crew Stadium.
Right. How's it going?
Not too good.
Trevor was hoping to open.
I keep sending him videos of. I keep like sending him videos of me juggling. And like
That's
in
nothing?
addition to like, hey, we're also a band, but if you need me on the field,
In the
like
field,
I know there's like
an attraction,
lots of subbing happening.
any section.
But I don't know. I don't know if the music is holding me back from getting on the field, or if my audition is
Right.
holding the band back from getting onto the stage.
Maybe if you all juggled, you would have a chance.
No.
Can't Music Columbus do something about that?
I don't know about that. They don't trust us.
The conflict of interest, as they say.
Yeah, I think that's me. It's me holding it back. It's not Nate at all.
Oh.
It's just me.
What did you say, Trevor?
She works for Music Columbus.
Right. Is that more than an Instagram account?
It actually is. Yeah, there's 4 of us holding the boots on the ground operations. Yeah, we do showcases. We're doing some at Ace of Cups in July and August, which would be fun.
Nice.
Pull up, they're free.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, do you have to pay to put these on?
Yeah, we fundraise. We do an instrument drive. We do a bunch of
Crowdfund.
stuff to help. Yeah.
A lot of people are crowdfunding a
Gotta-
meal, a milkshake nowadays. You can do anything.
Yeah, you can
Just
put
a
a show
little help.
on if you want.
How many have you guys done so far?
Shoot, I mean,
Whoa,
it
a
started
whole
the end of
bunch.
2021.
Oh, wow.
So it's been a while. I do mainly all of the showcases that we do. So there's been about, at this point, 30 plus.
Meaning, like, you book them and you set the whole thing up?
Yeah, I listen to all the submissions that anyone can apply, listen through everything, pair everyone up, put them all on, do the whole shebang.
That's really nifty. They're going to miss you when you abandon this place for bigger, better things.
Yeah. Hopefully.
People might get a
City's
little
gonna
resentful.
crumble.
Will you get resentful, maybe?
Would I if she left?
Yeah.
You don't know a good thing till it's gone.
That's true.
So I think.
So
people
get
are-
out of here.
Well,
you know?
yeah. People
we'll
are
see how
sleeping
good
on
you
it.
were.
I don't know. It's cool. It's good. It's like a pretty cool nonprofit. Done a lot of cool shit. I'm always hanging around there.
You think you'll ever make a turn pro-profit, you know?
It probably wouldn't be wise.
Yeah, I don't think it will be that case because we would make no money off of it.
No money. A lot of people are saying a little money is better than none. Thoughts?
I mean, you can do, what can you not do with $1?
4 pieces of
You
gum.
get that Hershey bar, but that high fructose corn syrup is still
Yeah.
going to hit you.
Yeah.
And, you know, I never read the ingredients until I ate it. Thoughts?
Yeah. Fucking.
Thoughts?
I'm just, I want to know how they go into, you know, purchasing
Well,
groceries.
my philosophy is you can eat anything once.
That's true.
So.
Not anything. A lot
Yeah,
of these
anything.
stores, they don't even
Yeah,
want
you can
in
eat
there.
anything one time. Might kill you, but you ate it once.
Now, you got a strange eat? You ever had a good eat? Anything,
A good eats.
Yeah, anything real good.
Have I ever had a good meal in my life? Yeah.
Break it down for me.
I like my mom's cooking. She's a good cook. She makes everything good.
Trevor was saying your mother's cooking. That's a joke.
I know.
That's
he's
a
always
joke.
he's always,
Are you
dude.
guys cooking a lot at home, or is it ELG all the time?
It is kind of ELG all the time.
What is that?
Exotic Latin Grill. They're in my phone book. I call them.
You got a phone book.
Yeah. Well, yeah. A digital phone book.
And this is like a local place you're trying to plug. Do you have ownership?
Yeah. No, I wish that we sponsored them actually, because that would be sick. They're the shit. They're right over at 14 and 0. So you get your booze and you
Oh,
get your
that's them.
taco, and then you can walk to the rock and roll show from any direction from that point. It's kind of like it's the real like center of town to me. Is
Right.
the Exotic Latin Grill. Being 100% serious, when we were looking for our place to live, which is right behind this place to live, we were basing it on
Southport.
proximity to the Exotic Latin Grill.
Has that worked out well for you?
Yes. Fucking yeah.
Financially, has it taken a toll?
No, because it would be probably more expensive for me to make burritos every night and take more time.
How much are these burritos?
Like, well, now they're 11 or 12. But
Whoa!
but hear me out. When we moved in, they were like 8. That was pre-COVID.
What's going on?
Fucking, we're living in a dark time, dude.
Jeez, man. A burrito should be $8. Trevor?
You haven't had this burrito.
I
Well,
think maybe I'll
clearly.
make an exception, but again, it just seems ridiculous, you know?
You get...
Once you taste it,
Yeah, have you had Chipotle?
I have had their, they got these little something.
That shit's like $12, like a gringo taco.
I've had the, something from that little truck. It's a good little truck.
Yeah.
It's a
You got
good little
Colombian
truck.
hot dogs. It's like you eat it.
Was there cocaine in there? That was a joke.
There could be.
I don't want to bring it up any like serious drug problems you guys might have, but
Nah.
Trevor told me to steer clear from
Hot
that.
dog addiction. Yeah.
But we like to. This is an open place, you know. It's a safe space.
Yeah.
Safe space. Well, let's look forward, guys. Let's look forward 5 years. What's
Dirty.
gonna be?
Well, I was just gonna mention because you brought up hot dog. Dirty Frank's is coming
Oh.
to Ace of Cups.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. They
And
got
there's a
window.
Dirty Frank's like literally right next to the Dunkin' Donuts down there. So
Right.
there's about to be two Dirty Frank's.
And that one's kind of recent too, right?
Yeah, I think so. Within like the past couple months.
And
For
that's a
year.
good spot because they
But
got
I
hot
don't know.
dogs.
Would I want to eat a hot dog while watching a band play? I don't know.
I did
So
it last week.
Was it? How do you like it?
It was great. I just ate it in 3 bites.
All right.
It does go quick.
Yeah, so that's good.
You overthink
Depends
these
on the
things
speed
sometimes.
of the hot dog consumption. I don't think I could handle that.
Yeah.
We were just in Cincinnati to record or finish mixing some songs, and we went in before we went to the studio and went to Skyline and spent like $100.
Chili.
Yeah.
So you got a lot of food then, because Skyline's pretty like affordable.
Yeah, I know. Everyone had like a 5-way and a couple dogs. It's fucked up, dude. Wait, I don't know like why we thought that would be a good idea, because then we just went to the studio and we're just like, yeah. They're like, can you set up headphones in the bathroom, please? But yeah, it was cool.
How the song sound?
Fire, amazing.
A lot
Best
of the
thing you've
viewers
ever
were
heard,
saying they
maybe.
weren't so sure, you know.
No, yeah. We're super excited. We kind of like have more shit than we know what to do with right now, so we've been trying to like figure that out. There's no like real demand in life for anybody to do anything that's not like saving a life, so it's been difficult to find out when to like finish these kind of things.
Right. That's a good point.
But I don't know. I don't think anything is ever finished. It's just get to a point where you want to give up and abandon it. So
Yeah, you want to do the next thing.
I think we got there pretty quickly with these, though, in the span of like how much actual physical time we took to do it. But we have had these songs for like well over a year at this point. Like everything that we are sitting on in the vault.
Do you get what? So you just went in and recorded them all?
Yeah, we did it in November, and then we went back
Okay.
Monday and mixed them all, which was cool. We worked with John Hoffman at the Lodge in Cincinnati, but technically Dayton, Kentucky. And yeah.
Have you guys always done your songs that way? Like record them all as a group, or did you at one point just do them like in a house or something?
Yeah, the last record we did with all of us, and then like 2 of the songs I kind of did by myself. But yeah, we did it all together. And then this one, the plan was to also do that, but we went to go record I think like 2 or 3 or 4 weeks after we got back from like our last tour, where we ran up to like Canada and shit, and we're going crazy. And our keyboard player left, so we went in as a 4-piece and kind of like just threw a bunch of shit up at the wall, and weren't really expecting to finish any of it, but now we kind of sort of have.
Nice.
It's not all like mixed, but everything is like ready to be mixed. So I kind of like feel like if someone else does the recording, they should do the mixing, and they should just like it's like we had a baby with them, and they should like see it through till they're 18 and out in the wild. But the other shit that we did, like the PP and Nemo stuff and the first album that we did and the EP, it was kind of a little bit of a mix and match, but the other stuff is just like mostly me, I guess. But
Is it better? Well, I keep thinking the more stuff I make, that it's probably better to make stuff as like a job, in the sense of like you just show up at some point and you do it,
Yeah.
and like you got to rely on yourself to be able to, and whatever you get, you know, that's the song, just move on, sort of thing. Is it better doing it like in a group and just going out and, or do you lose some sort of control over the sound of it?
I think it just like depends. Like I think if you really like, for me, I feel like if I know how I'm gonna like take something to the finish line, I might just try and do it then and there, even if it's not gonna be perfect. And then maybe we rehash it with the band, and then it is perfect, like exactly like the demo becomes the live band, and then we get a good recording, and then it becomes the thing. Like I've always thought about like in sculpture and like painting, you usually have to like make one to make one. Like you have to sketch
Yeah.
it to do it. You have to storyboard before you like shoot a movie. So like I've always thought that's cool, but sometimes, a lot of times, just because of like the music that we're making, I kind of feel like the first thing is the best. Like when you have the idea and you first make the demo, as long as it's not like bad, like poignantly like unlistenable,
Yeah.
like that's probably the most authentic that the idea will ever be. So then it becomes hard to like play it with the band because you want them to replicate something that maybe can't be replicated, and it becomes tricky. But I feel like we've done a really good job at that, and to kind of like make this more fun for everybody, we with this last album we kind of like, there was a couple half-baked riffs from me and like some lyrics, and then the band kind of like formed most of the music, I would say, and like the melodies and even some of the lyrics kind of I can't really remember honestly, but
yeah, I was gonna ask like how like the songwriting like process was, because I know like no, like you have songs and you have songs, so I wasn't sure like how it goes with like you guys bringing it to each other and everything like that.
I like usually like to demo everything out. Like I said, I like to like try and capture the idea like when it first gets created, and then I don't know, it's just tough because it's always like, well, we just put out some songs and we just, you know, finding the good time to like debut the thing and actually take the time to learn it, and then if you want to release it and whatever. I mean, I guess like I said, we've gotten into the problem of having like too many songs, and our songs aren't like real songs where they're like 4 minutes long and they have like a bridge and a breakdown. They're like just like verse chorus just because I don't know, sometimes I don't know, I usually hate a bridge of a song, and then it just makes me hate the whole thing, so I don't do them usually. And so I don't know. I don't really have like a good answer. I'm kind of rambling.
Does like the pressure of being in the studio help the, like, do you guys play better? Like,
I guess I'll say too, because like the first time when we recorded Bobo Rising, like that album was the first time like we all had been in a space like that, and we didn't have click tracks. We just played them all like looking at each other.
yeah.
But this past time, there were a couple that we did play to clicks, too. And I feel like that pressure's more on, specifically when you're playing bass. Like, me and Stanek are, like, locked in, because we're like, all right, like, if we fuck this shit up, like, we ruin the whole take.
Yeah.
And, yeah, so I feel like for that reasoning, having that in your head when you're, like, I don't know, it definitely wigs you out more when you're, like, really thinking about it.
Yeah. I always wish,
don't know.
I always wish even
The pressure's
something
kinda
simple as, like, recording vocals. You can't record them with the sound playing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's, like, it throws me off completely, because, it's already bad enough that you're not recording with a whole band. Like, you know, when you
feel
just
more confident when
yeah.
you have, like, all that behind you.
But when you don't even have like the speakers, you just got to put headphones on. It's like, well, I guess I'm just screaming in a room now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which is what we did.
Yeah.
The first time we were just like had microphones faced at each other, and we're just like yelling at each other's face. We're like, am I just like too loud? Like, what does it sound like?
Yeah.
But it is kind of spooky.
There's like the control of when we do things at home is like a pro. So it's like whenever you're doing anything, it's almost like committing to the sound at that moment because you're listening to it while you're doing it, or at least I am.
Yeah.
And so I feel like in that sense, it saves a lot more time. But but at the same time, if you don't know what you're trying to do, or if you're just trying to just straight play through the amp and fucking figure it out later, you just want something clean. Like, it's so tedious to do that over and over by yourself, and it's so much easier to have a professional just like doing it, like what you said, while you're in the room, and you can sing and just like have the sound and the energy and everything be there. So it's like, it's weird. And then when you book the time, the group is a lot more on it to like finish things and do things and like go versus like our house. If we're gonna record there, like we got a couple small rooms, they get hot, they get sweaty, we get drunk, and so it just like it might not turn out the same way. But on the flip side, like, we spent plenty of studio time like fucking with effects that we would have never ever had the ability to use, and like maybe using them in the box would have been a lot easier because we would have just turned it on and been like, no, let's not do that, as opposed to patching it in, setting it up, and then playing it back and being like, oh, we have, like, let's try it.
Well, it's
like,
weird. You can do almost anything just by yourself. Like, you can do it. But what's weird now is that used to be like the whole gap was just like the technical problems of like, I can't even make the song.
Yeah.
But now you can do all that, but it just never happens. Like, you're never bored with like a group of people. You're always either just by yourself doing something, or so you never get in the situation to come up with something. So then you have to, you don't have to, but in a way it helps to go back to the old form of like, You know, you only got this amount of time, and like you got to go make a song real
Yeah.
quick. And the pressure, I imagine, would help. But also, it's a financial thing again. It's pricey.
yeah.
So,
We're like a communist band, so we just like collect all our money.
and that's
into a
good.
pot.
That's fun. It's fun to
Yeah.
have something. Fun to be a part of something.
It doesn't seem as bad too, you know, when you're going and traveling and you're like, well, we're paying for gas with like our band collective,
Yeah.
like that we earn like playing shows.
Yeah.
So you know,
Like
I think it's
state
harder to try
capitalist,
and
communist.
wring more money
Right.
from everyone in the long run. And
Yeah.
that's how you get shit done.
You're just a commune.
Kinda.
It's not a whole thing. A lot of people were saying you guys were communists, but we were saying we want to keep an open mind. Let's look into the future a little bit. 5-10 years, are you still gonna be in this communist lifestyle? Where are you gonna be in life? You gonna have
Yeah.
maybe a ranch, a farm, something going for you?
40 acres and a mule.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Now, were you weren't enslaved or something?
No, it's just my manifest destiny.
Now, what was
bro.
that? Was that soldiers got?
It was
It'd be nice to have a mule.
It was predominantly for freed slaves, but I think it was also just like anybody that wanted to go out west and like kick Native Americans out of the land and just like build a fucking fence and.
And that's like.
But
I've
the
never
land
ridden a
was
horse.
shit, you
I've
know?
never ridden a horse, but I imagine you and a bunch of friends.
Dude, imagine getting
Riding
40
west.
acres in fucking Nevada. What would you even do? Or like Arizona? Like, what would be the point?
Right.
It sucks.
Right. You got to get there early.
That's why you got to be a real cowboy and just get a
You
shitload
got
of
to come
cows.
early, stay late. You know, there's a lot of good stuff going on.
Would you have killed all the bison?
I wouldn't have done that,
Yeah.
but also a couple. You know,
Yeah, cows or bison.
are they really?
No, I meant to say
Oh.
or, like, because
Cows or
I guess that was the question 200 years ago, and they answered cows.
I mean,
Because there were no cows here,
bison
really.
milk, I'm assuming
Really?
they can, but maybe you can't get
They're
enough
just
to
like,
warrant.
they're dangerous. They'll beat the shit out of you. They don't have big udders like that. There's more meat on
The
them.
udders were the game-changing factor, you think?
It's a perverted society.
I think it's just the fact that cows were way more easy to domesticate. Like, they just kind of chew grass and fart.
Right.
But bison will, like, headbutt each other, and fucking fences don't really work with them that well.
It was probably fun for a while, but
Yeah.
then it was like, let's just kill them all.
Yeah, pretty much. I think there was, like, a political thing, too, where, like, you know, after horses came and Europeans came for, like, a couple hundred years, then, like, Native American tribes, like, specifically in the West, would get, like, pretty nomadic. That's where, like, the teepees and shit came from, and, like...
The bison were stealing all the jobs.
Yeah, well, yeah, they're stealing all the jobs, exactly.
That's messed up.
Yeah.
That's why they, I mean, I
We
still
should
wouldn't
kill
have killed
all the
them
animals and find out where they hide their money.
What do you think they're doing with it?
I don't know.
It's nice to have a stockpile.
Yeah. Freaking freeloaders, man.
Yeah, freeloaders, but also quite tasty. Thoughts?
I love a good bison burger, so.
Never had one myself. Never had
Pretty
one.
good.
want to try that.
I don't know here.
I think
but,
at Taco Bell they got a new bison
at the
burger.
Brookville Grill, where town where I grew up, they got a bison burger there.
Ooh.
So you got to make your trip to Brookville, Ohio.
They have bison out there?
I don't know where they came from.
Somewhere.
I don't think there's
It's a
any
mystery
bison there.
burger.
I mean, we got lots of fields, so I guess there could be.
Now,
some
you think
imported
5,
bison.
10 years you'll go back to Bison Burger Town?
No, absolutely not. I will not be going back.
You spent your time there already.
Yeah, I've come and gone onto newer pastures.
Maybe Chicago.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe the big city. But again, people might get resentful. Oh, it's going to be a tough move.
Yeah, we'll see. Who knows? The future still hasn't happened yet.
It hasn't happened yet, but it's coming. And that's the great thing about it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you guys for coming on. Are you down to do a little musical performance? I don't know how we're going to do it, but
Sure. Yeah.
we'll set something up.
Yeah.
And Trevor, I was wondering, do you have any like words to close this thing out? It's typical. He usually doesn't have much to add to the whole thing, but we love having you here, buddy.
Oh, this is a first. I appreciate the both of you for coming on, especially being the first double guest episode.
Yeah, we're
So-
like Sid and Nancy and John and Yoko and Kurt
Yoda and
Quinn
Obi-Wan.
Yoda and Obi-Wan and Pistol Pete and Mike Montgomery and we're like
The Mighty Ducks.
We're like Moneymaker Mike and Krispy Kreme. Final answer.
Trevor, does that work with you?
Yeah, that works with me.
Oh, we'll switch over and get a musical performance.
Ben and Jerry, because I like ice cream.
Yeah.
I'm a big ice cream guy,
Dude, shout out Ben.
but Benjamin.
I heard about
You
that.
see, No, Ben didn't get canceled. He went. Well, maybe he did. I don't know. But he was just at he was just shouting at RFK and talking about Gaza yesterday. He got arrested.
They put Gaza on the ice cream?
No, they don't have Palestinian flavored ice cream yet, but they might. It seemed like that was what he was hinting at.
And that'd be insensitive. I think we can all agree.
I
on
know.
that.
It's really fucked up of him to even say that.
Trevor, would you try it?
Hello. This is Big Fat Head from Ohio.
That was really something, guys.
Thank you.
I mean, that was